Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Corina. Welcome back to another video. So today I'm gonna do my full Invisalign teeth journey. That way, anyone that is going through the same thing or is planning on going through the same thing of utilizing Invisalign as a form of braces, you can kind of know exactly what to expect, what to prepare for, and kind of gauge what it's going to be like even afterward as well when you are finished with the process. So let's get into it. So I started Invisalign in April. The way that I had started Invisalign was because in March I got my wisdom teeth removed, but upon the initial appointment to get my wisdom teeth removed, I got scanned for Invisalign because I knew it was something I wanted to do, and I honestly wanted it to time up with when I got my wisdom teeth out and was healed. All my trays would be ready and I could start my Invisalign journey. So I was prescribed, I don't even know if prescribed is the right word, maybe assigned. I was assigned 6 months worth of Invisalign trays. So basically what that came out to was 20 trays that I was changing out each week. So when it comes to just initially starting Invisalign, you definitely need to kind of prepare yourself, prepare your routine. That way you can adapt to now having something in your mouth pretty much 24/7. So when you have your trays in, you're not supposed to drink anything other than water, or obviously you take it out when you're eating as well, and then when you're finished eating, you're supposed to brush, floss, mouthwash, whatever you can do to wash your mouth out, and then put your trays back in. The reason that you're not supposed to drink anything other than water is to prevent staining and also cavities, just because when you are drinking some things that have like sugar in them, like a soda or something, it can get wedged in your teeth, and then all the aligners are pushing that against your teeth even more, so it can cause cavities over time, especially if you're doing it often. I will say that I did get away with drinking items that weren't just water when I had my trays in, but I also did try to rinse out my mouth with water when I was done if I was drinking it with my trays in. There was actually a time that I really pushed my luck and I drank some green celery juice with my Invisalign in, and it stained my Invisalign green. So definitely learn from my mistakes and truly try to prevent drinking anything but water when you have your trays in. What helped me out a lot during my Invisalign journey was these little toothbrushes. Now you can get like a 3-pack of these off of Amazon for a really good price. I'll link it down below. But these are no water needed, like little on-the-go toothbrushes, and on the other side of the toothbrush, it's like a little flosser stick. So I always carried floss and these on me when I was out and about and I was eating. That way I could brush my teeth after I was done eating and floss before I put my trays back in, especially if I didn't have access to like water or I was out somewhere and I was very much on the go. So these definitely saved my life. Definitely invest in these. They are 100% worth it. I even use these now that I don't even wear my trays anymore, because they're just really handy. What you'll also have to get used to is just the pressure on your teeth in general. Your teeth are gonna be extremely sensitive, especially when you're starting out on a new tray, so it's extra tight. So be careful when it comes to like foods that are teeth sensitive, like ice cream or sometimes really hot food or food that's too hard. It will make your teeth extremely sensitive. There was a lot of foods that I had to avoid, and I had to kind of adapt to eating a different way because my teeth were just truly so sensitive. I could not make it through a lot of foods, especially on the first like day or two of a new tray. My number one tip for when you are changing to a new tray is definitely do it before bedtime. On the Invisalign app, if you read through their tips, they will recommend that as well, just because it is easier to get it to settle in while you're sleeping so you don't feel the pain as much. And then when you wake up, they already fit a little bit better, and then you eat breakfast so you get a little bit of a break before you put them back in. it just helped ease the pain and transition of a really tight new tray way better than if you started it in the morning and then you kind of talk funny because it's like too tight and you're uncomfortable and you're like dying to take it out. There was definitely times that I was truly looking forward to eating just because that meant that I could take it out and have a break for a while. But you definitely want to wear them as much as you can. I think it's recommended like 22 hours out of a 24-hour day basically, so 2 hours over the span of your entire day of having them out because of eating, drinking, etc. I definitely stretched that rule given the circumstances on different days. But again, wear them as much as you possibly can, especially if you have a lot of shifting to do. Then you definitely want to make sure you're wearing them as much as you can. That way they get used to moving, and as you go along your journey, the trays become less and less tight and it becomes way more bearable and you kind of forget that you even have them. Another thing about when you start your aligners is when you get your first 2 aligners, they aren't going to put the attachments on your teeth right away just because they want you to get used to the feel of having the aligners in without so much of the pressure right off the bat. So when you do get the attachments on, they don't hurt. You honestly don't really feel them or see them. I know in my first couple days of having the attachments, I had some on my very front tooth and they were kind of sharp. So it did take a while for my gums to get used to some of the attachments if they were more on like the sharp and pointy side of things. But other than that, you don't end up feeling them, and they are pretty much the same color as your tooth, so you can't really see them. You can obviously see them very well when you have your aligners in because your aligners have spots on them made for the attachments because those are what the anchors are going to be for your teeth to shift. But when you don't have your aligners out, you honestly can't really tell you have attachments unless someone is looking up close. And I think with this day and age, especially with how widely used Invisalign is now, or any sort of clear braces, people know what it is, people know why you have those on your mouth. So definitely just own it, like just pretend like it's not even there. I will say those are definitely something that you want to look at when it comes to if you're an avid lipstick wearer, because a lot of times if I was wearing lipstick and I took out my retainers, one, the lipstick would get on my retainers, but it would also get on the attachments. So you definitely just want to kind of always be checking on your mouth if you are wearing lipstick, or before and after eating, especially after eating, because you want to make sure there's nothing in your teeth. I started getting a lot more food in my teeth just because my gums and my teeth were shifting so much, so there was new gaps and holes where food would lodge itself into that I didn't normally have before. So it definitely took some adjusting, but again, the little toothbrushes helped and flossing helped. So one of the things that you should definitely do is, I'll show a digital on the screen here, but you definitely want to download the Invisalign app. So on the app, you can put in a calendar for what days of the week that you switch out your aligners and how many aligners you have, and it will actually give you a reminder on whatever time that you choose to change out your aligners. That way it keeps you on track and on schedule. You can also change it if, let's say, you mess up your schedule and you don't exactly do your aligners on time, and it will just kind of motivate you to know, okay, I have 2 more weeks left, 3 more weeks left, etc. So it definitely helps to have it on a calendar and have pop-ups to remind you, hey, time to change to your next aligner. And you can also take pictures of yourself too. I didn't really utilize this that much, but I do have a little bit of a gallery when it comes to changing out my retainers. As you can see, these were in April, so this was something I kept up with like in the beginning and then I didn't really keep up with anymore. But you can take pictures and kind of see your smile journey and see your smile come along on the app as well. So that's a really cool feature. And again, this is the calendar, so it'll show you, depending on what day and how often you change, when to change to your new aligners. You can also look through the tips feature on starting Invisalign, and it'll give you You can also do some other things on the app to customize it, like referring a friend, or just other little tips and help and customer service when it comes to Invisalign on there, but I definitely recommend getting the app. When you first get your Invisalign, it's gonna come with this little goodie bag type of thing. It's like a drawstring bag, and I ended up using this to keep all of my old aligners and keep track of my new ones. So as you can see, I literally have all of my aligners here. And they're all really, you know, crusty, dusty, musty, but I think it's a cool thing to be able to look back on. A lot of times I would look at the next trays that I had ahead to kind of like visualize which teeth were gonna move and kind of see where my smile was gonna end up, but it's really crazy to look back on my first tray and kind of see where I'm at now. But it will come in this little drawstring bag, and in this bag is gonna come this little box. It looks kind of like a little PR package, honestly. It's kind of cool. And what it will come with will look like this. So basically this is a user manual for your Invisalign, so you can learn everything about it, prepare for it, different things like that. They'll also give you in here what's called cleaning crystals. So the cleaning crystals are to soak in like a cup or a bowl of water and put your aligners in it if they get really dirty, and it'll soak your aligners and fully clean them. I have so many of these left because I didn't really end up having to use them. A tip or a trick that I learned was every time that I took out my aligners, after I would brush my teeth, I would leave the remaining toothpaste on there and I would scrub my aligners with toothpaste and my toothbrush under water. I wouldn't scrub them super hard so I didn't scratch the aligners, but I would kind of clean the aligners. That way I could prevent them from getting crusty and stained and everything. So I actually didn't really end up needing these cleaning crystals. So just keep that in mind. You probably won't need them as much if you kind of maintain your retainers every time you're taking them out, but you have these as a backup. I tried these with my trays that I had stained with celery juice and it did not work. So that was the only time that I had ever even touched these cleaning crystals. You can hear that there's some in there. Then it'll give you your case. So this is the case for you to hold your aligners in when you're out and about and you're taking them out. I actually have my last pair of aligners in here still because I just haven't obviously touched them. And when you get a retainer, they give you a new case, but you can obviously use this one as well. It's kind of just like up to your preference. But this one is nicer than the one that they give you for your retainer because that one's kind of like a gross, ugly one. So I would definitely recommend keeping this for your retainers that you wear at night, and you can kind of just keep it on you. It's super slim and it fits pretty much in any bag or like honestly even in your pocket. So definitely make sure you don't leave your house without this. And you can actually accessorize these by different colors, decorate them, do whatever you want, but they're just meant to hold your aligners. When it comes to finishing your aligners, so I had seen previous videos that you would get like a permanent retainer on the bottom, or I guess that some dentists did that way, but I didn't get any permanent retainer on the bottom, so I actually was given just two clear retainers. They look exactly like my aligners, except they're made with a little bit more durable of material, just because they are something you're pretty much supposed to wear every day, every night, for the rest of your life type of vibes. So it's a little bit more durable of a material, but they are exactly the same concept as your aligners, and this was the case that they gave me. It looks kind of just like a hospital bedpan type of case. So it took me about 6 months to complete my entire Invisalign journey, and I also had composite bonding added to some of my teeth after I was done because I wasn't happy with the shape of my teeth. My teeth were straight after my Invisalign journey, but I did not like the shape of my teeth. I wanted some of them to be more level and equal. I wanted some of them to be more square and some of the same size. And I truly felt like I had buck teeth in my front teeth because they were so much bigger than the two teeth surrounding them. So on these two teeth, which if you've seen my other videos, prices are gonna vary when it comes to composite bonding. You can also look into veneers as well. And then I got some tooth shaping done to even out the rest of my teeth that I did not get composite bonding on, but I was still extremely unhappy with. So when I got my composite bonding done, I had a total of $700 worth. It doesn't hurt. The shaving down of your teeth does kind of hurt if it does get sensitive, so obviously be very transparent with your dentist when it comes to that. I will say I'm extremely happy with my smile now. I'm extremely happy that I finally did follow through with Invisalign, because I had initially started with Smile Direct Club many years ago, and I had a dog, a puppy at the time, that had gotten a hold of my aligners when I wasn't wearing them, and their customer service was absolute garbage, so I never got to finish that process. So I kind of just went about how my teeth looked at that time, was very unhappy with them, very self-conscious about them. That was always my biggest insecurity, was always my teeth. So when I had to get my wisdom teeth removed, and you know, I had really good health insurance and dental insurance and everything, I took the step to go towards Invisalign. It definitely is something that's very costly. Insurance does not cover it all, so definitely be prepared for the expense. I believe the total of my Invisalign was about $6,000. My insurance did cover a good amount of that. I think out of pocket I only ended up paying about $2,000. You also then choose your retainer if you want 1 or 2 retainers, and they are about $500 each. So that's an additional expense that's not included in your initial pricing. So definitely be sure that you check with your insurance and your dentist for exact pricing in your area and with your insurance coverage, because it definitely is a pricey expense. But I think it is absolutely worth it, especially if you're an adult and you don't want to have to get actual physical braces. At least these, you can take them on and off and wear them when you want to, and no one can really tell. I'm super blessed that I was able to do it over COVID, so we were wearing masks anyways, so no one ever really saw it in my mouth except for my close friends that I was seeing during like that COVID era. So it's not really noticeable, to be honest. It's just a little bit inconvenient. I don't know what other questions anyone may have. I did a lot of research and I feel like I addressed most of the questions that I had when it came to starting the journey. So leave any questions down below in the comments that you want me to answer. I like and reply to all of my comments. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button and give it a huge thumbs up. And I will see you guys in the next video.